Well, here are 3 fuses that just taught me a lesson. So now I'm going to share with y'all what I've been doing. I've been trying to wire up my CB radio, and as you can see, this is the plug that goes into the car. It's got 2 black wires, and one of the black wires has a white stripe on it. Well, I thought, my CB radio, it has 2 red wires. One of them has a black stripe on it. So I thought, well, surely the stripe goes with the striped, and the solid color goes with the solid color. Well, I figured out the hard way by losing a fuse that that was not right. And then I was plugging this in to the cigarette lighter, and then I accidentally touched these 2, blew the fuse inside of this. So don't do that, y'all, if you're trying to rewire something. And then I think it was the other day when I was trying to rig this up, and I blew a fuse and I couldn't find my fuses. So I just found the box with my fuses in it. So I'm going to try to rewire this. I got all my fuses in there now, and I'm going to put some heat shrink tubing over these wires so they don't touch, and then hopefully they'll be secure, because I just did have duct tape on them and they were not staying together. Alright, I slipped the heat shrink tubing over the wires. As you can see right here, the white parts. This is the heat shrink tubing if you're not familiar with it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten these together as much as I can, and then try to slip this heat shrink tubing right over those connections. And then I'm going to use my trusty lighter and put a little bit of heat underneath it, and it should shrink right up over top of the connections. I did this off camera. I just barely grazed these wires with the tip of the flame, and you can see that the heat shrink tubing, it shrunk right on top of those connections. So I've got it plugged into the car, and now, just to test it, it works. So that is how you wire up a CB radio. You do not match the wrong ends like I did. And then you try not to touch the positive and negative wires, obviously, which I tried to do, but I didn't successfully do that. So I'm trying to share this with other people. Just be careful unless you want to go buy some more fuses from the store. I need to plug in my antenna and I'll be good to go.